Good morning, good morning, everyone. And to all of our North American friends, followers, guests, everyone who supports us, happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you are having a day filled with love and light and laughter and just being present with all the persons that really make them mean the most to you in this world. So happy Thanksgiving from both of us. So it's Thursday morning, and what morning is that? Getting it done with gratitude. We get to just focus for a very short time because these 30 minutes seem to go in 10. So we get to focus for a short time and spend this time with you, which we absolutely love. Sharing with you our journey about gratitude and how it has impacted our life. And today, while our neighbors across the waters are celebrating Thanksgiving, we thought it would really be an ideal time to talk about how gratitude shows up at times like this, and not only on a personal level, but also on a community level. So, a quick shout. I'm Karen Williams Thompson. I'm a life business strategist and coach, and I work with women every day to help them say yes to the dreams that really matter to them, to having the life that they really want. And how do I do this? I help them get absolutely clear on what is it they really and truly want, get rid of what's getting in the way, demystify all of those myths, find a way to work with it, and then create a plan, create an intentional plan that has the steps that allow them to walk away with a plan that they can follow so that they can successfully achieve their goals and live the life that they have imagined for themselves. And with me, always, my friend and co host, Shelly Ann.
Hi, good morning and happy Thanksgiving to all those who are celebrating today. And as Karen said, blessings and gratitude to you as you experience love and joy with your families. And so I'm really excited about today, as always, because we're talking gratitude. And that's because I'm a gratitude guide and habit coach. What I do is to help my clients sort of work through the I guess what would I call it? Being stuck and feeling lost, and you have your goals, they're all set, you're on the path to get them, and then things happen and things don't go according to plan, and then the negativity steps in. What I do is to help my clients learn how to say it right, which is working on the language so that their self-talk is positive and empowering. I help them say it loud by making gratitude tangible and active, and I help them say it always by establishing that habit of gratitude, because gratitude is that keystone habit that gives the foundation for all other habits to be developed. And that is where we want to be, because we are what we do. And I'm going to help you get it done with gratitude. So let's get into it today. We're talking Thanksgiving. We're talking community level Thanksgiving. Because I think, so far, Karen, we've been looking at gratitude from a very intimate and personal level. And so we've been talking about what people can do at their jobs, in their personal lives, in relationships, and all different levels of gratitude. But today is more of, as you said, that community level gratitude, because it seems that every community around the world has a festival, a celebration, something that involves the entire community with giving thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And in the US and US territories today, they're celebrating Thanksgiving. In the Caribbean, well, in Trinidad, I know we don't have that Thanksgiving celebration as the US has it, but we do have other celebrations where communities come together and celebrate their harvest. And I mean, I guess that's why they call them harvest celebrations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't really have fancy words for them, but it's really, I was looking for like a correlation,
Well,
something where we have that similarity.
I think that there are some, back in 1621 is when Thanksgiving was first started by the Pilgrims, and it was started as a way of giving thanks for their harvest. So when you talked about, the harvest that you all celebrate in Trinidad, it really is a similarity to that. Here in Barbados, we would have concluded crop over, and crop over is a season of Thanksgiving. You're expressing thanks as a community for the harvest, for
Mm.
the harvest
Yeah.
crop, and there is much celebration in that. And it's the same thing for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving really, you talked about habits, but Thanksgiving is a tradition. And tradition is really built on bigger habits. And when you expand that to the community, we see where communities come together to recognize and to focus on a specific thing. So whether it is the first crop, whether in our case in Barbados it's the end of the crop and we are celebrating that and all that it's going to mean for the families that it supports, for the country. So it really has
Hmm.
a ripple effect from the very individual level to that on a national level. So there are harvests like that. But when we look at the community of family, Thanksgiving really is all about the community of family where you come together. I mean, when you look at our neighbors, they go to really some long lengths to make sure that they could get together with family and the,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
if not family, extended family, close friends, etc. And it's because that's something that's so important for them. So they make the time for it. And I think we see the same thing when we compare that to what we do on a community levels. Because when you bring us all together like this, it's a time for reflection. And gratitude is also about reflecting. It's reflecting on what we're grateful for. That's why Shelley and I get up every day and say the things that we're thankful for every day and do the same thing again at night. So it's a habit, it's a ritual, it's a tradition, and it's what
Hmm.
helps to ground us and really center us where we are and where we are going, which ties so nicely into goals. But the other thing I wanted to share is that we have these traditions at set times every year. So your festivals come at set times. Crop over comes at a set time. Thanksgiving comes at a set time. And that speaks to the consistency and the predictability.
Yeah.
And the consistency is another stream in gratitude. And so when you really look at it, it is a mirror. They do reflect each other so well. And I think that it's just so amazing the rhythm that you create
Oh,
from
yeah.
having these traditions and from building that momentum, because similar to gratitude and goals is something to look forward to. These
Hmm.
festivals are things that people look forward to. Traditions are things that people look forward to. I was telling Shelley before we hopped on here, we have traditions in my family that were things that mommy started that her grandmother must have done and so forth, and we have just continued them, and they've explained the meaning behind them. But like every year, there are just certain things that we always do. Don't you have other traditions like that with your family too, Shells?
Yes, and I think in general in Trinidad and Tobago, we have traditions surrounding Christmas quite a lot, and harvest is usually October, November, and then there's the Christmas celebration. But if I'm thinking about what is, times of the year, what are the times of the year that family really come together? For us personally, aside from Christmas, at least in my immediate family, we focus more on the new year. And
Mm-hmm.
so we don't celebrate Christmas as much as we celebrate the beginning of the new year. And we have the Old Year's celebration, Old Year's night. I think around the world sometimes it's called New Year's Eve. We have that celebration, and then we have the New Year's Day luncheon celebration. And outside of that, we do um birthday celebrations
Mm-hmm.
where, and especially my dad's birthday, in our
Mm-hmm.
family, my dad's birthday and my mom's birthday, we everybody just, comes together. And even the ones of, siblings who are away, they're not in the country, we always, call them up on WhatsApp or some other program where they can see and hear and experience, and
Be a part.
so they're there digitally, not just for those who are physically. And there's one thing while you were speaking, and I'm thinking about the whole concept of Thanksgiving and then the harvest and so on. I realized that there's a huge um, focus on food and how that plays a role in everything, because the harvest is a celebration, traditionally, of the bounty of the land and what has happened in the year, and then um, there's that community gathering around that. And in all our celebrations, personally at home with my family, there has to be food. There's a lot of cooking, and certain
Mm-hmm.
dishes are made, and certain interactions happen around food. And I feel like that is a core part of, we need food to survive, but it's more than that. It's a point of coming together.
I think it is, and I think food just help brings you together to gather to begin with. You gather the harvest, you gather the fruit, and the food
Yeah.
actually gathers us in, and we come together as a people to celebrate and to just be festive and to have fellowship and to be in each other's company. And I think that on a community level, that's also something that's so important, because often we would go off to our individual lives and we have our own traditions there. But then it's really nice when, as a group of persons not connected as family, that we are able to come together and to share in something common and to um, express that appreciation for each other.
Hmm.
And by doing
Hmm.
that, by sharing a meal, by sharing the food, we do that. So it's going to be November 30th is Independence in Barbados. And we usually have a tradition. So I told them this year, bring something Bajan and come. So bring something Bajan, come, come by my house, right? And we're just going to have, those things that you don't make every day, but that
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
traditionally Bajan things that people used to have or your granny used to do and so forth. Because the truth is, if we don't hold these traditions now, what will our children and our children's children have? And so it's really very important that we do build traditions and that we have these things that happen in the community that really are just a wider and more expansive expression of who we are as individuals. And involving others is also a key component of gratitude, because when you are practicing gratitude, you are encouraged to let persons know that you appreciate them,
Hmm.
not just by saying thank you, but being specific, like thank you, Shelly, for being willing to get up every week and share this with me. This was part of a dream, and you didn't even hesitate. You just said, I'm in. You even stretched it and said, let's do it for a year. I mean, like, who could have a better friend than that just says, oh no, Karen, let's not do it once. Let's just do it for a whole year. So it's about being specific like that and really letting people know how you appreciate them. And when we come together in the community, I don't know how you do it in Trinidad, but often they use the occasions here to recognize persons and to express their gratitude to them for what they have done for this tradition or for what
Hmm.
they have
Hmm.
meant to the harvest. So every year there's like a king and a queen of the harvest, and they are recognized for their significant contribution to that particular crop. Other people are recognized, whether it's music or food or different things. So, you know,
Yeah.
gratitude is ever present. We just have to look, see it, and amplify it. Because when we amplify gratitude, everything is going to be so much better. I mean, I really promise you all that. Amplify gratitude in your life, and you are going to see the difference. I was sharing this with a client recently, and she sent me this article that she came across, written by her church, and they were speaking about gratitude and actually talking about the science behind gratitude. And I was saying to her, yes, this is exactly what we're saying. Gratitude isn't just us here saying, go around saying thank you or write everything in a journal or do that. No, it's not. It's
There's a
actually
reason.
based on
Yep.
science. It actually
Yeah.
affects your brain. It actually creates a shift. It actually helps you to be in a better place of mental well-being. And we know that that's a buzz from now. I mean, COVID just lit it up for us. It was
Oh
always
yeah.
there, but COVID just woof
Made
exploded
it,
it.
brought it out to the forefront. Absolutely. And hi, Dr. Powell. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I know it's probably the time difference for you as well. We appreciate you coming out this morning. She says, look, see it, and amplify it. Love that. I love that too. And when you said that, Karen, you know what I thought? The individual personal gratitude is so powerful to impact our lives and change our mindset and have us thinking about all the possibilities. Then imagine amplifying that to a community level, how extremely powerful that is. And these traditions are really habits, as you said,
Mm-hmm.
that involve a group and involve the community. And it's important to have that group level and community level gratitude because that is the ultimate level of saying it out loud. I mean, shouting to everyone, you can say it individually and personally and with your, the people that you reach when you reach out, your personal space, your public
Mm-hmm.
space. When we get to that community level, it goes beyond mine, it goes beyond yours, it touches everyone in the community, whether they're actively celebrating it or not, they're impacted by the bounty and the benefit of the celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my traditions and in Trinidad and Tobago, the Harvest Festival is primarily within a religious context. And so while there is that community celebration, at least that's how it is now, I know traditionally First Peoples would have had their own celebrations, but now it's primarily within a particular religious context. So it's not necessarily nationwide for the harvest festivals. But as you mentioned, the independence, these are national days, Independence, Republic Day, Emancipation Day, we celebrate here in Trinidad as well. These are all
Yeah, these are real
traditions.
holidays.
Yeah, listen, we don't celebrate the US level of Thanksgiving yet. I say yet because yeah, we are like the and funny enough, we're not the country that has the most. I thought we were because I think we have like 20 something
Yes,
nationally recognized holidays um
yes, but he has more than
over
you in
the
the
year.
Caribbean.
Not in the Caribbean. I think it's
Oh,
a part of Europe. The
oh.
country is. I was doing some research on that. I don't recall the country right now, but and I think that goes to, for me, the community level of celebration and Thanksgiving because every national day, every festival held at a community level is a point of thanksgiving because we're saying that as a community, we're going to pause and give thanks and share and fellowship and have that time of reconnecting and connecting and really just being happy and joyful in each other's company. And for me, that um national level Thanksgiving makes a difference because it shows that the gratitude and giving thanks is not really meant only to be a personal thing. we live it every day with gratitude and the Thanksgiving that we express and talk about in these programs. But then there are moments when we do have to say it loud. And what better way to say it loud than gathering and adding other voices to it is going to be even louder.
Yeah. And you know, what struck me as you were speaking is that all of that is about connection. It's about
Yeah,
connecting with each other. And when we're connecting with each other, it brings that togetherness. You know, we come together then, and it's not just me, it's us and it's we,
yeah,
and it really just changes the whole dynamics, because as you gather and you're spending time with loved ones, you know, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether people in your community, these are opportunities where you get to share experiences. So in no community that comes together, even when you're gathering over different meals, everybody is going to have a memory of that meal,
yeah.
and it's going to be a different memory, and it takes people to another place and time, and they share those experiences. So you get to bask in their joy as well, and it's reciprocal. They get to bask in yours. And what that does is that really just helps to foster a deeper sense of appreciation for each other, which then builds on your relationships. So again, it's the entire ripple effect where we start maybe as
Mhm.
one, but we end up as a nation.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is it's also a time of reflection and remembrance. And this also mimics gratitude and what gratitude is all about when we're implementing it in our life. Traditions are a
Mhm.
way of also remembering and honoring. And I know that for many, traditions can also be not such an easy time, because you miss people, their spaces then now that are empty, that were not empty before, and it is an opportunity to remember and honor those. I was speaking with a friend yesterday or day before, and I was saying I really wasn't looking forward to Christmas without mommy this year, and she said to me, "Why don't you start a new tradition? Why don't you do
Mhm.
something
Mhm.
that would honor your mom, whether it is something that she liked to eat or something physically that you can do? Why don't you now start a new tradition that is centered around her that you can?" I thought, my goodness, that is such a lovely idea. I have to, to think about it. So it is a time also of remembrance and reflection, about us giving thanks and expressing gratitude to the same earth for its bounty, to the people
Mhm.
that have so generously given. And it causes us to do what you said: pause.
Yeah,
Pause
yeah.
and give thanks for the blessings and the achievements that we have received, that we have benefited from, because, we stand on the shoulders of those that have gone before us. So it's about giving thanks and appreciating it. And I think Thanksgiving is, it's, yes, it's the food and it's being together, but it's also that connectivity. It's also
Mhm.
that remembrance and reflection. So I just wanted to pop that in there.
Yeah, and while you were speaking, I thought of we look at the Thanksgiving and harvest as these specific days of giving thanks, but these are just a couple days of giving thanks for specific things. And as you mentioned, there are many other days. And in my case, I mentioned birthdays. That's when our family comes together and really celebrates. And there are many other days throughout the year where we give thanks. And I'm thinking that all national days and celebrations are really days of coming together, giving thanks, celebrating individuals, communities, actions, that reflection that you spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
So while we give thanks for specific things today through the US and US territories and in harvest and different things, we really do have Thanksgiving throughout the year under different names and different titles. And and that reminds me of the concept of, when we, as you mentioned previously, goals and having ideas and targets that we want to meet, sometimes we think of it as where we want to get to and we focus on the destination. But just as we have many different days of Thanksgiving in different contexts and different focuses throughout the year, and it's not just this one day, this is one day for something specific, but there are other days for other things. I'm I'm making a connection of that continuous gratitude and being grateful for different things along the way.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and I found that, as you're saying, that connection between the Thanksgiving celebration and gratitude, that is another connection. Yes, we're celebrating this day as it's set aside so that we're making it loud and public and everyone is collectively doing this, but then we do have other days that we do that as well throughout the journey.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not just one day only, there are many different ones that we work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I was to ever sit here and start to tell you all of the traditions and things that we do in this family, because we like to gather. So we even create events that nobody doesn't, not even on anybody's calendar, but it's definitely big on our calendar. So in February, I put on this event called Love Lunch, and it's a whole different thing. And then there's mothers, and there's Easter, and there's birthdays.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
gather. But you said something that really I hope everyone caught. It's really not about the destination. It's not about
Hmm.
achieving that final goal. All of that is important, and I'm not taking anything away from it. But I want to put on the table that the most important part of it is the journey. It is the journey as you go on
Yeah.
your way to achieving that goal. It is the who you become in the process and not what you have done. So it is who you become as you are applying gratitude and practicing it in every aspect of your life. It is who you are becoming on that journey. Because when you accomplish, it's going to be a whole different celebration. And I really
Yes,
just
it
wanted
is.
I just wanted to reinforce that because that was a very important point that you made about it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And it really is about who we become on this journey. We started this journey here 9 months ago, and we are not who we were then. We didn't know how this was going to go. We didn't know anything. We just knew we wanted to do it, and we were going to jump and see where it took us. And we are
Yeah,
still
yeah.
here.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that when we're going after things. We can imagine, we can vision, we can, plan, we can do all the things that, coaches and guides and, everybody tells us, do this. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know for a fact what the future is. So at some point, we really just have to take that step, because no amount of planning, no amount of preparation is going to really give us into the future, give us that exact what is going to happen. However, the planning and the preparation would give us the confidence to take the
Oh,
step,
yeah.
but we still have to take the step because the future is over there, not here, and as we're going. But coming back to that point of the journey, yesterday I heard this word for the first time. It's one of those mashup words where you put two words together, and I absolutely love it because it encapsulates everything we've been talking about with gratitude and how gratitude comes together with our journey. And the word is discipline. Now, I'm sure you could kind of figure out what two words were mixed together there, right? So
Mm.
so the word is discipline. It is a combination of bliss and discipline.
Mhm.
And I'll share the definition because this is where when I read it I thought, yes. because it really does encapsulate everything. So with discipline, so it's a combination of discipline and bliss. With discipline, you no longer pursue your goals with grim determination or use fear to motivate you. Instead, there is a joyous energy behind everything that you do. You are in the now, and the steps towards your goal are the blissful journey rather than a means to an end. Now, how
Wow.
perfect is that?
That that is so perfect. I don't think we should add anything else to
Nope.
that.
And we have to
I
come back
know.
to it. We have to come back to it because I just looked up at the time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, that was like time. If we had rehearsed it, it couldn't have been better. That finished it off. Ooh, I think discipline is a wonderful way for everyone to spend today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you are looking at the recording, and Dr. Paul, thank you for being here. For those others who are here, who haven't commented, thank you for being here and giving us your time. And we know where we aim for certain things, but we're here and we're doing it. And discipline, no fear, to motivate. We're moving with love and joy. And we are going to come back to this. So please join us next week. We are here 7 a.m. ish.
Easter time.
Atlantic Standard Time. For Eastern, it would be 6.
6.
So join us when you can. Other parts of the world, we know the time is different. When you're taking in the recording, please leave your comments. We will definitely come back to them. Send us the messages as you're accustomed to do. We really do love hearing from you. And remember, we're getting it done with gratitude. And next week, we're talking about discipline and how that works. It's like the perfect word to express everything that we've been saying so far. All right. So thank you again and have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Have a great day. Bye.